questions girls are too afraid to ask their mum, I'm going to be answering part 2. Okay, right. Is it normal to miss a period? Yes, it's completely normal. Especially if you track your period, which I recommend every girl track their period. Get the Flow app if you don't already. It can come a couple days earlier, it can come a couple days later. The only time it's a bit worrying, okay, with missing a period, if it extends a week and you're sexually active, look, right, get that checked, alright? Even if you're not sexually active, if it extends a week, yeah, get that checked. Why is my period blood brown sometimes? Right, this one, okay. Brown period blood is basically old blood and it's completely normal. It happens to every girl. For me, it happens towards the end of my cycle. But when your body has stored blood from like your previous period, it basically used that time to kind of get rid of it. So brown blood is basically old blood that was kind of stored, because when blood takes longer to leave your body, it's exposed to oxygen and that makes it turn brown. So brown blood is basically old blood, completely normal, happens to everyone. It can happen at the start, it can happen at the end, completely normal. However, I will say this, the only time to be worried about brown blood is if you're outside your cycle. If it's happening during random times, like you're not on your period, then that is something to get checked, because this is something that only really happens to women while they're on their period, after their period, days before their period. It shouldn't really be happening outside of that. So I would definitely get that checked if you haven't already. Do I need to wash my bras every day? No. Girl, does it look like I wash my bras? Not every day anyway, do you get? I feel like bras is the one thing that like a lot of girls just don't bother to wash as much. And I know that sounds disgusting. I just feel like bras is something that doesn't really have to be washed that much. Like, is it just me? If you have a lot of boob sweat, like under boob sweat, if you struggle with lots of that, then maybe, yeah, you need to be washing your bras a bit more. Have I gone longer than 3 months without washing a bra? Yeah. I'll be honest. Like, yeah, I have. I can be honest when I say that. I can be honest, because at the end of the day, the day's gonna end. Okay, that's my final question, but I'm gonna do a longer video like this on my YouTube, so go subscribe. Tampons or pads? Okay, look, before using tampons, I always thought that pads were cleaner. I still use pads if I'm like having like, you know, if I'm on my period and I'm in all day, why am I chucking something up there? You know what I mean? Let me just be comfy, all right? Tampons are comfy because you don't even feel it if you put it in right. This is the key to tampons. If you can feel a tampon, it's not in right. A lot of people say tampons are painful, tampons hurt. If you can feel it, you didn't do it right. That's why it hurts. I have never leaked with a tampon in. Guys, I only started using tampons last year and I'm 20 years old. So I personally think tampons are way better to use than pads, but a lot of girls have worries when it comes to inserting tampons, and obviously that is not something I'll be demonstrating, because I'll probably, okay, this probably won't even see the For You page if TikTok finds out I be doing that, right? Before I started using tampons, they were my biggest nightmare. Like, I remember the first time I put a tampon in, I was scared to death. They sound more scary than they actually are. If anyone has any more deeper questions, let me know.